Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new. I'm SuperCactus52, and today we are going to be covering a tier list for landing locations of Chapter 2, Season 7. Let's get right into it here. We got our first spot, it's Believer. Ever since the beginning of Season 7, Believer has been the center of all the fans of the invaders with the aliens. That was the basically the mothership and all that with the runes, and they completely changed the Believer. Well, they changed Sandy into looking like a celebration for the aliens. It's just the only thing about this POI that I don't like is that all the sweats landed here. They always have. It's a great landing spot for when it's under the bus, because I always did like landing at the boardwalk, but I just don't think it's a very good landing spot, so I'm going to put Believer and Epic. Remove this for Season 8. It's been there for a while. Sweaty Sands needs to go. Believer Beach needs to go. I think it does. If you have a certain opinion about this tier list, make sure to leave a comment down below saying what your tier list would be and what is your favorite location. Next up, we have Boney. All of Season 6, this was the hub to get mech parts, to get bones, but since Season 7 came around, when those things were removed and the primal weapons were removed and the mechanical weapons were removed, it hasn't been that big of a hub. However, it has grown on me. It has become one of my more favorite landing spots, I do have to say. But it is a decent landing spot to loot as a trio, but it's just I don't really like it as a solo landing spot. So I'm gonna say it's probably a remove for me too. That it's not a very good landing spot. It was a miss even during Season 6. Season 6 it was built for it. After that it's a miss. Season 8, please remove. Caddy Corner is probably one of my all-time favorite landing spots. Ever since Chapter 2, Season 2, it was a hub for some of the greatest players to land, get kits, weapons. And honestly, it's still kind of a hub. It's a great place to land. It's one of my favorite places to land. Even after Slurpee changed to Sludgy, it's now become one of my favorite spots. We'll get to Sludgy/Slurpee. Honestly, I want Caddy to stay. It should probably be one of those POIs that stays until probably the Chapter 3. So I'm going to put Caddy under Epic Don't Remove. Like, seriously, please don't. Not until Chapter 3. It'd be highly appreciated. Speculation has been going around that this POI and a bunch of other ones, such as like Dirty, Corny, and Pleasant, will be destroyed during the Season 8 live event. And honestly, if Coral gets destroyed by the Season 8 live event, I would not be that sad. But honestly, like, Coral, no one has landed there. I think I've seen somebody land at Coral a whole total of once. If they're an actual player and not a bot, I've seen them land there once, and that's when the aliens was trying to abduct it onto the mothership. Coral is definitely one of them that needs to be removed. I wanted to see it get something replaced by something better, something more eventful, somewhere where you can actually see. I want the map to be a little more balanced on where people land. Corny Complex has been one of the most interesting landing spots this season. I say it's one of the most interesting landing spots this season because honestly, you have Dr. Sloan there, you've got the IO-Guard chest, you've got, it's a giant area, lots of corn. The tech there is amazing. I absolutely love IO-Guard tech. Please, Epic, don't take the railgun away. Even though how much I was back and forth on it this season, I really do enjoy the railgun. I had a game earlier where I was just messing it up. I think not only did I land there when I was playing solos, duos, or trios, I didn't play very many squads this season, but Corny was definitely the hub of the places in which we landed. Now that it's kind of being abducted into the mothership, it is definitely one of the better out of the 3 places that's gotten abducted to the mothership. So Corny all around. I don't want Epic to remove it, but I feel like it's going to get destroyed in some way because with the bombs and the Season 8 live event, I feel like it's going to get destroyed. Craggy Cliffs. Craggy Cliffs has been in this game since at least the beginning of Chapter 2. I really do enjoy Craggy. It's one of the most chillest places that you could probably land. It's great for competitive, it's great for pubs, it's great for whatever size of a team you're playing on. It's not one of my favorite places. Like, I only go there when I have to, and honestly, anytime I think about going there, it always has the flying saucers around, so I didn't go there very much this season. But I definitely really enjoy like the gameplay there, like the hidden chests that you can do. And at least this season, there's a mending machine there. There's slurp barrels that you can get from the hut. Just great loot all around. And honestly, it's like a hop, skip, and a jump away from Pleasant. So if you're looking to go like loot up and then get in a sweaty fight, Craggy is one of those places. I'm gonna definitely have to put Craggy in balanced gameplay because it's very balanced. It's sweaty, but you get loot. It's very great for new and veteran player. Next up, we have Dirty Docks. I'm just going to be frank and outright with you guys. I really don't like Dirty Docks. I've only ever really gone there because there's a lot of challenges there, or if my teammates want to go there. I don't personally go there myself. It doesn't exactly have a very good loot balance. The mats are kind of there, but other than that, it's on the furthest edge of the map, and I just don't really like it. It's basically there if you queue into a game and you're on the battle bus and you don't know where to go, but you have to walk away for a second and you basically get dumped off there. So I'm gonna have to put Dirty into great if you missed your drop. Holly Hedges this season was the first of all the locations that I personally thought that was going to get abducted. It actually didn't. It became a incubator for the aliens. There is a bunch of like nanite cubes around these houses that you can float around with, which was completely cool when it was put in there. Even cooler when they added the actual nanite cubes where you can throw it down anywhere. So of course Holly Hedges turned into Holly Hatchery. I thought there was a great twist in the game. You also have the infiltrators there where you can get some of the alien tech. So basically, you know, polka dotted around the map, we had these IO-Guard hub. Now we had a small little hub just for the aliens where you can get some alien tech. I definitely liked the landing spot. It was, towards the beginning of the season, pretty sweaty. But now that the incubators are there, I feel like it's a very balanced form of gameplay. I'm going to definitely put it under balanced gameplay. I wouldn't go as far as my favorite. Of course, Holly Hedges was my favorite, but for me, they ruined it just a little bit by putting the hatchery there. But at the same time, the story of the hatchery made up for it. So I'm definitely going to have to go with balanced gameplay. If you are enjoying this tier list so far, make sure to check out my other tier list that I made. I did make it on one of the most popular meme strats that some of the other YouTubers have done. Make sure to check that out after this video is over. Lazy Lake. It's definitely an epic don't remove because I've gotten some of the craziest victory royales there. I've had some of my favorite Fortnite moments there. I've had just all around, it's not a very balanced gameplay because it is a very hard drop spot, especially if it's a hot drop. But personally, I love it. My duo, my trio landing there, always getting the victory royales, especially sometimes when I'm playing duos and the storm's coming in and it like closes in on Lazy. It's some of the best gameplay, the best moments I've had. Honestly, when I land Lazy Lake, I turn into a sweat. Not only that the other people are sweats around, but I turn into one. Misty Meadows. Honestly, I don't like Misty Meadows. But barely landed here, and every time I did, I just couldn't find my way around because I never landed here. This definitely was not a season to be very strong. And honestly, Misty is going to be one of those great if you miss your landing spot. But if I end up missing my landing spot and it's near Misty, I'm going to end up going to Sludgy. I really am. Just because, I don't know, it's because Sludgy from Slurpee is just more familiar to me. It's a very personal based thing, but with Misty being on the edge of the map and the water, honestly, if I did land at Misty, it would probably be in the island that's in the water next to Misty. But if that place is a hot drop, it's an absolute sweat fest. So I'm just gonna put it right in the middle and say great if it's your landing spot, if you missed your landing spot. Pleasant Park is one of the sweatiest landing spots after all these seasons. It's one of the OG that I think they should stay because it's with us since chapter 1 season 1. Even surviving minor name changes, it's always gone back to its OG self. Versus season 7, I could only survive the sweats if I'm in with my trio or even with a duo. Honestly, I want Pleasant. Long live Pleasant. I want it to stay around. It's one of those places I don't want it to remove just because it's one of the two of the last OG places that are left. Speaking of another OG place, right next to it is going to be retail. I didn't land at retail very much, but retail is definitely one of the places I land for when I'm playing competitive. But looking at it in a sense of pubs, retail is probably one of the most balanced gameplays that you can get besides the other 3 that's also in balanced gameplay. Not very many sweats go there, but there's also a little bit of bots. There's great loot. I'm sure there's like a bunch of cars where you can grab it and run to lazy if you're ready for a fight, or if the storm's closing in. It's one of those greatest places. But with our next one here, I am so upset about Slurpee becoming sludgy. I honestly was gonna put it in epic don't remove until they took all the slurp away. Now it's like a dead zone. Epic, please remove sludgy. Bring back Slurpee. And honestly, 1 like on this video equals 1 rip for Slurpee. I really am gonna miss all the slurp there, and there's not even very many barrels there. Like, it's been completely destroyed. It's not a landing spot I personally enjoy going to anymore. Steamy Stacks. It's always been one of those landing spots I never went to unless there was challenges to do there. This landing spot is so bad, and honestly, the only thing that it got for me is the stacks gliding. There's not even very much balanced gameplay. It's not even too sweaty. I just think I can't even give it to great if you miss your landing spot because literally nobody goes there. Because if you're going to miss your landing spot and you're that end of the map, you're going to end up going to either craggy or you're going to dirty. You're not going to steamy. I think steamy needs to get removed for the next season. Nobody's gone there. Nobody has gone there in seasons. I just don't think it's a very good landing spot. It's super cramped with all the buildings, and honestly, there's not that much loot. I'm just sorry if this is one of your favorite landing spots. It's not my personal landing spot. Weeping Woods, I'm gonna definitely just put it under balanced gameplay to finish it out. It's balanced for me because you used to have Slurpee where everybody would purse from Slurpee, so it would be too sweaty. But honestly, I'm not gonna put anything under too sweaty because honestly, these are all too sweaty. So we are just gonna use these 4 categories. Because honestly, there's so many that we can put under too sweaty, but I think it also lands on other places. But yeah, this is what I think. And let me know down in the comments what you think, but this is where we're going to leave off. I'm going to leave it to you guys. What 3 places should go into sweaty? Let me know in the comments. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.